more than 65% of the primary school children will work in jobs that do not exist yet, because more than 85 million jobs will be displaced due to automation, and about 97 million jobs will be created. That means new jobs will be created that we don't have today. And these jobs will require young people to have creativity skills, to have digital skills, and to also have the adaptability skills, the complex problem solving skills. And that is why if we have to talk about resilient educational system, we have to talk about the system that recognizes, reflects, respond, and prepare for these 97 million jobs to be created in 2 years' time to come. Because we live in a world of rapid change. Change has never been as rapid as it is today. And educational sector is the most affected sector by change and technology. And that is why we have to leverage change and technology to create the resilient educational system we aspire. And we have to change the way we learn. The way we impart knowledge will have to change. The way we access and interpret knowledge will equally have to change. And that's what resilient educational system means. A system that is adaptive, that is flexible. The system that is open to new changes. Because when a system is static, does not change, it's not resilient. Because as we speak today, more than 60% of the educational content can be taught using AI-empowered platforms. Which is to say that more than 60% of courses could be taught by computer, by AI technology. That means the need for teachers will not arise. That means the need for physical classroom will no longer arise. And which means people in rural areas that could not have been served by the conventional educational system could be served using AI-empowered platforms. If educational system could implement these AI-empowered platforms, more people would have access to quality education from their local areas. The need to build classrooms and schools will be less. Because if you talk about bridging the educational gap in Nigeria, we have to talk about spending 2.6 trillion naira every year for the next 10 years. And we don't have budget to do that. So the shortcut, the easiest way, is to have the resilient educational system that will embed these AI-empowered educational platforms. Even in the UK, they have started it. We have students coming into the classroom. They are not meeting teachers. They are meeting computer-empowered educational system. AI-empowered computer program, where young people will be interacting with computer system and receive knowledge, and they learn through AI. Students can ask questions, and AI technology can also ask them questions. Students are no longer afraid to ask a question, because if they ask a teacher, the teacher might judge them, or their colleagues might judge them. But when they ask the AI, they are free from judgment. They are not only to ask questions to AI, but they can tell AI the area they need to know more. So the need to ask questions will be less. And that is the transformation that is going on, especially the virtual reality that enhances kinetic learners. They see so that they understand. And this AI technology is in tandem with the culture of digital and screen addiction by the young people. Already young people are glued to their screens, to devices. So it becomes easier to pass information through these devices. And a lot of people are skeptical that if we bring AI to the educational system, we are going to displace teaching jobs. But AI is not going to displace teachers. It's going to make teachers to become a supplementary part of the teaching process, so that the core teaching will be done by the AI-empowered platforms, and teachers will be there to serve as guides. But definitely what is sure is that educational system would be disrupted by AI technology, because we live in an era of knowledge economy where how much you know is how much you earn. The more you know, the more you earn. But the traditional educational system limits what we should know. And by limiting what we know, we are limiting our income. But the modern educational system through technology enables us to know more. If we know more, then we can earn more. And that is why learning must be fast, must be easy, and must be flexible. If we are not learning very fast, then we are not doing it in the right way. In modern way, people can become so many things. Learning can be diverse. Just because I studied economics, that does not mean the only thing I will do in my life is to be an economist. And that's why even the minister said, when youth do skills, you can be many things, courtesy of technology. So the worst tragedy that can happen to you is to say that you study this one field and you stick to that field. Be known in many areas. Expand your horizon. You can leverage computer and this AI technology to know so many things. In fact, a 2-hour lecture that a teacher can give to students can learn these lectures in just 30 minutes. So 2 hours is equivalent to 30 minutes of learning through technology. So why do we waste time of students keeping them for 2 hours when they can learn this thing in less than an hour through technology? So the time we waste in universities will reduce. You can be expert in an area, in any area, in less than 6 months. So 4 years is too long in a modern world to have a degree. You can have multiple degrees. And for us to have a resilient educational system, we have to have a system that reflects different learning styles. There are people who learn through seeing, visual learners. There are people who learn through hearing, audio learners. And there are people who learn through doing, kinesthetic learners. But the educational system we have is the system that says you have to listen to understand. But kinesthetic learners are already excluded. The visual learners are already excluded. And we also have to, like, this is my personal opinion, we have to abolish grade. Mr. Minister, you heard me in Port Harcourt when I talk about the grade. Because the grade system is not a true reflection of who we are. Because somebody can have the first class, can have the 2-1 class degree, but actually they don't earn it. It does not reflect who they are. Because I met someone who said she actually bought her way to first class degree in Nigeria. So somebody who bought the first class degree, could you tell me that this person is as intelligent as what a first class degree holder is supposed to be? So grade does not say who you are. Don't be deceived by what degree says. Just because you have third class, don't look down on yourself. Just because you have first class does not mean you are the smartest. Because some people preferred way of teaching might not have been used in the classroom. So the assessment, the grading may not be appropriate for them. And we may have issue with teachers. Some teachers are bad teachers. They are cruel. They might even give you D when you actually got an A. So the grade that eventually you come out with might not be true reflection of your intelligence. But when opportunities are restricted to grade, we are limiting so many people's potential. Some teachers are not even qualified to be teachers. And how could they pass the knowledge to bring out the best out of students? So grade is not a true reflection of what Nigerian youth are. We are far bigger and more valuable than our grades. And you can see people, because of their degrees, they have this syndrome of relying so much on their grades. They will sit back because I have first class. This certificate will give me all the opportunities I need. No. That's why you see people with third class, they will give up on jobs and they will start creating jobs for themselves. So the syndrome of relying on degree is there, is deceiving the mindset of the people. And that's why we need to abolish the grade. And for us in the future, if you have to have the resilient educational system, we have to review the grading system. Because grading system does not also assess interpersonal or social relationship skills. It does not assess the complex problem skills. There are so many things that in labor markets employers are looking for, which grade is not assessing. So if you have to reflect to the labor market does not need grade. So also our educational system. It should be on creativity, complex problem solving skill. It's about digital skills. And that is why if we have to have this resilient educational system, we have to have an overhaul in our educational system. And which means even employees, even if you have a job today, in the next 2 years, you have to reskill. You have to earn more skills because some people will come and displace you. There are certain skills that are the competitive skills. Even if you have a job now, you will be jobless if you don't have some skills. And it's not true to say, because if you don't make it in school, you cannot make it. Because intelligence is diverse. Some people are intelligent in interpersonal relation, intrapersonal. Some people are good in kinesthetic, some in spatial intelligence, some in music, some in language. So you cannot just assume and assess everybody on their ability to recall static information. And finally, and I can say without any doubt that more in disruption will come to the educational sector. Things like GPT. GPT has the IQ level of 155. Information, within seconds you get it. And with this, more will come. People are even skeptical. Shall we embrace GPT? Is it true test of intelligence? One of the students was given an assignment, and he went onto the GPT and asked GPT to give him that assignment. And GPT made very beautiful submission, and the student printed this assignment and submitted it to the teacher. And the teacher said, no, that's not your work, that's plagiarism. And the student sued the university to court and said, no law that says I should not use GPT. And if no law stopped me from using GPT, and I use my brain, I use my smartness to go to GPT to get the answers. And the case is at court. So whether we accept GPT or reject it, it is here to stay. It is just like the scientific calculator. When scientific calculator came in for the first time, people rejected it. I said you cannot walk into the exam hall with scientific calculator. That's cheating. But now what's happening? They will even ask you to come with scientific calculator. So if you don't embrace AI, people that embrace AI will come and displace your job. So educational system must be embedded with AI technology. But it comes with investment. Just like the traditional educational system, that without funds, it will exclude so many people. AI investment, if you have to teach people through AI technology, 600,000 students, you will need about $2 billion to set up the digital classroom, to provide the internet, and to upgrade the computers. You're talking about $2 billion for just 600,000 students. But we have to start somewhere. And in Nigeria, if we have to embed AI technology at all levels, we need nothing less than $4 billion to do that. And that is why even the UNESCO said there must be at least 26% of the budget of the country for education. And if you can do that, then we are on our way to achieving the resilient educational system. We may not have all the money to do all these things, but if you can prioritize, because one thing will lead to another. If you can invest in education and invest in modernizing it, digitizing knowledge and education, then we are there to solve insecurity, to solve unemployment, Because employment, like I told you, 97 million jobs will be created, but only people that have digital skills, that have creativity skills. And do you have these skills? If you can invest to create these skills among young people, then we are going to reduce unemployment. And that is why I want you to rally and support the Ministry of Youth for what it is doing to give you the skills that you need. You will realize that at the end of the day, you don't need your certificate. And I always tell my students to burn their certificates, because certificate is an illusion, but your skill is your reality. So I want you to embrace skills, and I want you to welcome and appreciate the initiatives of the minister and the ministry, especially the program One Youth, Two Skills. And with this, I believe the educational sector will also reflect and become resilient. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye now.